Hi, everybody. Welcome to Winning Mantras, an endeavor to ignite the spirit of competitiveness. In this episode of Winning Mantras, we have the winning team from IIFT, the winning team of Mahindra War Room Season 12. We have with us Ayushi, Harshita, Akshay, and Nidhi for this session. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you all doing?
Hello,
Yeah.
thank you for the introduction. So we all are doing well. We all are at home. We are glad to be spending time with our families, and we are looking at we are trying to pursue different things, and just hoping for things to get to normal soon.
Yeah, so basically, we're trying to bond with our family and learn pursue different interests. Like we stayed 2 years in IFT, so that is another hectic type of life. So you couldn't pursue all your hobbies you would want to. So yeah, we're trying to give you can say more efforts towards other things.
Well, first of all, thanks to Dare to Compete for this amazing opportunity and amazing initiative. And as far as this quarantine is considered, I think we are all doing good at home. And we have got a lot of time in terms of spending with parents, catching up with few old friends, continuing old hobbies, and exploring few new hobbies too.
So these 3 months have been really nice. It was like a much needed break from all the hectic curriculum of MBA that we have gone through for the past 2 months. And also it has given us time to get back in touch with our old friends as well as our old hobbies, develop some new ones, and also find a much needed time that we couldn't devote on many other aspects while we were at IFT. So it has been good overall.
So, guys, you are the international winners of Mahindra War Room Season 12, and that is a really big deal. Tell us something about the competition and how was it structured?
Okay. So basically, this year's the theme of Mahindra War Room was designed to disrupt. For us, it was based on design thinking, like how do you apply design thinking to any problem. Mahindra War Room is a unique competition in a way that they give you a different variety of caselets from which you can choose which you want to do. These are all of these caselets are actually real life problems which those companies are facing at the moment in their given domain per se. And I think it had around 22 national colleges and 4 international colleges. There are 4 rounds. So first one you have to do campus round through which you solve the problem, and the business heads look after evaluate each of your solution, and based on that they select 6 to 7 you can say groups who present at the silver round. So in the silver round, the uh, eminent people from Mahindra come see your presentation, evaluated on various parameters, and then they select top 3 teams, which then go for the next round, which is the VC round, where for each of the caselet which you are doing, that is the CEO or CXO will evaluate you through a video conferencing, and there you so they basically see whether are you going in the correct direction, and they try to find out all the what correct and wrong things you are doing. Based on this all evaluation, you either go to platinum round or gold round. So gold round is a jury round wherein uh, 8 teams go through that, and 12 teams go through that, and the jury decides 2 teams which will go to the grand finale. Luckily, we were among the one of the 2 teams which went to the grand finale, and 8 teams get directly selected to the platinum round. And so those 8 teams, 2 from the gold tier and 1 international team, go in the finale round, and the one winner comes out of it. So it's a pretty big competition.
I must say it's a very rigorous process, the entire competition, and so many number of rounds, and a little bit confusing as well if somebody is not aware of what Mahindra War Room is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, guys, when you were given the case, how did you deal with it, and what was your initial strategy? Also, how did the case develop from the first round to the last round?
We got, as Nidhi rightly said, we got a lot of cases to choose from. We chose the one which involved realty. Our problem statement was that of disrupting the real estate sector with technology. So our thought process on it was very clear basis the original theme of the competition, which was designed to disrupt, as Nidhi again pointed out. So we followed the design thinking approach, and we took to the 5 main stages of design thinking, where we started with identifying the various touch points that a consumer faces in his home buying journey, then defining each of the stage, then identifying the problems in each of these stages with the help of a primary survey. Then we took some insights from it and identified the key pain points out of these, because there were many problems that consumers face. We took the key ones, we developed a solution for each of these phases, and then we connected the entire solution with our one big idea, which was digitalization for us. And after this, we created a prototype of our entire idea, which came out in the form of a website. So it was a very lengthy process, it was a very lengthy presentation, it was very time consuming, but at the end I think we got the fruits of our hard labor. So
Definitely. It's very evident in the way you are expressing your ideas and the way you are telling us about how you all went about the case. And it's very impressive, I must say. Now, once you were working on your case study and once you're working on your solution, what all roadblocks did you face and what all paths did you choose and work on to avoid those obstacles and to, overcome those roadblocks?
One, as Ayushi said, we were very thorough with our idea, like how we should all go about. One main problem which we faced was because we were very thorough with our, you could say, solution, but the time given to us present to the judges at each of, you can say, the round was getting smaller. Like first time we had 10 minutes, then 7 minutes, then 5 minutes, whereas our, you can say, research was only getting bigger. For example, in the last round, we had 70 slides, all our research including, but we had literally only 5 minutes to present. So the main problem which I think for all of us faced was how to pick up the best important points out of the all, and how we can how we can give it to the judges in a concise manner so that they get to know what we are saying without having to go through all the slides. So I think that was the one main you can say roadblock which we faced.
70 slides, I must say, is a very huge number. Yeah. And how did you all present it in 5 minutes? Like, I can't even imagine.
So basically, we decided the main slide which we want to focus on, and we obviously you can't explain 70 slides. So we took some of the major points which we thought are very important and just focused on them to show. But we had given the judges all the points, which did help, prove fruitful, because some of the points we should not explain, but that were asked questions by the judges. But we could say that because of the time paucity, we couldn't explain that. But yes, we have done research on this basis also.
Okay, talking about presentations, what was your strategy behind creating a very nice presentation, and what do you think are the key aspects of a presentation that everybody should keep in mind when working on one?
So the main thing that we kept in our mind while creating the presentation was that it should include everything. There should not be one single loophole where the judges can question us and we are without an answer. So I think that was the most important thing that we had to consider. And as Nidhi said, that we made sure that we incorporate every point. So even if judges ask a question to us, for example, in the last round, we were asked a question as how exactly we'll take our solution to the masses. So we had that point covered as well, because it was not in the problem statement that was given to us via the case study. We had made it in that much of detail that it was very difficult to come up with one single flaw in it as well. And the thought process, the entire structure, the entire methodology we followed, we spelled it out in each and every slide very clearly, especially in the transition slides, so that judges know that which part of our methodology or the thought process we are focusing on next.
Okay, perfect. And what about the other presentations that you saw on the final day when you were presenting in front of the jury? How were they, and did you find any presentation that took you by surprise and you were like, okay, this is something that we should have worked on also?
I think in a competition like Mahindra War Room, the opportunity to learn from not only what you are presenting, but from what others are presenting is, always immense. Because as Nidhi mentioned, every team gets to work on a real life case of their choice. So it's not necessary that all the teams are working on the same case. So it's always interesting to see how different teams are approaching different cases and how they are presenting it. So I think that in itself was really insightful for all of us. But I think if I have to point out one team that comes to my mind, it has to be the international team from the Yonsei University, because coincidentally their case and our case was same. It was for Mahindra Life Spaces. So and the difference in our approaches couldn't be more far apart. So I think it really took us by surprise in that the way they approached the case was totally different from the way we approached the case. So I
Yeah.
think that was really interesting for us to see at that point.
Okay, excellent. And it's always good to see the other perspective, especially if you're working on one case study. So this is, I think, a unique aspect of case study competitions. Whenever you present in front of a jury and you get to see the other presentations, you see how different every approach is. And it's very beautiful to see their approaches. Coming on to the importance of Mahindra War Room. Now we know that it is a special competition for all of you, especially because you are the international winners of this competition. And but there has to be that one element why this competition is so dear to your heart. Why is Mahindra War Room special, and why should the incoming students participate in this competition?
So it's very tough to focus on just one single thing, because there are many such things which make this a very important learning step for everybody. But I think the very structure of it, that is its development into 4 different tiers or 4 different layers, where we get the inputs from each and every, or we can say the top honchos of the corporate industry. I think that is the most important thing. We were able to incorporate almost all the learnings that we got from the inputs of each of these business leaders. And I think that is something that helped us win, because we started with 40 slides. We made it till 70 slides, and these 30 slides were an addition of the input we got from all these leaders. So I think the learning in this case is in this particular competition is like manifold. We can literally say that it doubles with each and every stage, and hence it's one thing that makes us very attached to this particular competition.
What was special about the jury of this competition, and what all questions were they asking the participants?
Well, as Nidhi had already mentioned that this competition has 4 different, layers. Well, at each round, we had like different juries from, various businesses of Mahindra Group. So in CEO round, we had like Mrs. Sangeeta Prasad as a judge, who is the MD and CEO of Mahindra Life Spaces. And in the grand finale round, we had juries as a CXO level people of Mahindra Group, including its chairman, Mr. Anand Mahindra. So, and to answer to your question, like what jury was looking for was, if I have to say in few words, I would say they were looking for cohesive solution, like how structured your solution is, right from the primary and secondary research, originality of idea, then operational and financial feasibility of your solution, and then scalability of your solution also. I think these are the 4 aspects which are important in any competition. And as far as the questions are considered, a majority of questions were centered around the feasibility aspect. Like for example, if I have to give example, in our solution, we had talked about our experiential lab. So one of the questions that came from the juries was around the logistics of the lab. So whatever idea we are pitching to them, they were always asking us questions, which were at the granular level of that idea, the operational aspects. No one would have thought about it. Like jury is going to ask question from that arena. If I have to give another example, like we had proposed after implementation of our solution, like we will be able to increase the sales of real estate by X percentage figure in particular year. So they had asked us that how did you reach that X amount of figure? They wanted to know the underlying assumptions that we had considered to reach that figure. So I think it is important, to be prepared with why and how type of questions whenever you are proposing a particular idea to them.
I think that's a very nice point mentioned by you, Akshay, that we have to be prepared, and everybody should be prepared with the why and how of your idea, especially when you're presenting your case study solution. Moving on to another question. Guys, why do you think our B school competitions or corporate competitions, as we talk of, why do you think these competitions play an important role in a B schooler's life? And how do they shape an MBA student's life in general?
Well, there are, I think, two things to it. The first thing is that whenever you are preparing for, corporate competition, you have to team up with different people. So which is the like peer learning is the most important aspect of any, B school life. So whenever you team up with people, the kind of ideas they bring to the table, the kind of discussion that happens while refining those ideas, I think you learn from your peers. So peer learning becomes a very important aspect. That is the first thing. And the second thing is you will start whenever you are preparing for competition, you will start reading about that particular industry. So it will increase the knowledge of that particular industry, which will be handy whenever you are sitting in a in interview room. Plus, while preparing reading for that industry, you might even realize that whether you want to pursue a career in that particular industry or not. So I think there are these are the couple of type of benefits which you get basically after doing corporate competitions, so one must do them.
Definitely, I totally agree with you. Do you all think that this COVID situation and when we'll be walking into the post-COVID scenario, the situations are going to get tough and students should focus a lot on corporate competitions then?
I think most definitely, and I think more than that, the problem statements that will now be presented to students to work on, they'll be actually more real life, because right now everybody is in a constant dilemma as to how to, approach the industry, the market, the customers in this completely different scenario. And post COVID, post the situation normalizes, what is the behavior of the normal consumer going to be like? Is it going to be the same as during lockdown, or is it going to go back to the normal, or is it, how it is going to alter? So the problem statements that will now be presented to the students during competitions are going to be, more real life, more important, and I think definitely would also increase the connect between the students and the companies via these corporate competitions.
That's a very insightful, Harshita. And again, I really like the point where you mentioned that the problem statements will be really practical, and we'll be asked more questions of that sort related to COVID and related to the situations post lockdown. I totally agree with your point there. What would you like to advise to the students who will be joining B schools this year, especially IIFT if they do, and for participating in corporate competitions, and apart from that, for pursuing the B school life in general?
So I'll divide into two things. So based on the corporate competitions, I would like to suggest that try to do as many as you can, but not without not, with quality. Not quantity is not important. So maybe you find out which is the most important to you and which you can work on the best, and try to do them, like say 5 to 6 if you get a 12 in your college, and do them very properly, because if you do a proper research in a given competition, it helps you for your placements also, because that's what you put in your resume, and through that you can if you can talk about it, it actually adds on to your experience and your talking points also. And advice for life in general at IIFT, I think it's going to be very different than what any of us have experienced, because as we are hearing, you won't be able to attend the proper they'll not be able to experience the life as we have experienced. So it's going to be a different ride for them as well.
Yes, so I think in terms of corporate competition, my advice would be to, it's good to think out of the box, but I think the focus during a competition should also be in presenting a solution that is actually implementable and that is of actual use to the company. I think that is what worked for our team. The beauty of our solution was that it was implementable at any point of time, and I think that is what really helped us move ahead in the competition and ultimately win. And I think advice for life at IIFT, I think, as Nidhi said, it is going to be completely different than what it was for us. So I think all the best for that.
So I think for the people who will now be joining the B schools, it will be very different again. The kind of time and the amount of time that we had to spend in actual classroom, I think it will reduce to some extent given the virtual classes will be there. But overall, I think it will still be, hopefully, the 2 best years of any student's life. So I think that is one thing. As for the corporate competitions, uh, do as many as you can with as much honesty, as much hard work as you can put in, because it is also a very good opportunity for anyone to connect with the best of the corporate minds in the industry. So I think that will be what I want to suggest.
Well, my advice would be very simple. I mean, be optimistic and be flexible. I mean, be prepared and be ready whenever an opportunity knocks on your door. So, and of course, enjoy the life at IFT or any other B school.
Thank you so much for sharing these valuable insights with us. It was great. It was great talking to you, interacting with you, knowing you and your story of winning Mahindra Boardroom Season 12. We hope and wish that you achieve a lot more in your life. We wish you the best for all your future endeavors. May you add a lot many feathers to your hat of success. Stay safe, stay home, and take care. Thank you so much.